Hey guys, Funky Music here, and today I'm going to talk about Dodgeykebaab's retirement from doing World of Warcraft, specifically private server stuff. Some of you guys may not know, but me and Dodgy go way back to the Molten days of Warmane. That's when me and him first went at each other in a couple of videos. Throughout the years, we've constantly kind of gone back and forth with him, more of taking it as a joke, in good spirits, which is perfectly fine and absolutely no issue with that whatsoever. Also, I've spoke to Dodgy about this. I DM'd him in Discord, and we talk occasionally back and forth. But I let him know my thoughts on this since we do keep in communication, and since we are in communication with each other, I went directly to the source and let him know exactly how I feel about this. Um, let's go ahead and break down a few of the things that he's saying here. I'm just going to focus in on the Warmane part in this video, and so let's get to that part. And he says, "What's the deal with me and Warmane, huh? A mixture of enjoyment of the server and personal guilt, really. When people spoke bad about Warmane, I normally stick up for it. Yeah, Warmane, yes. The old Molten, no. Which is ran by the same people. So, I don't know how I feel about that one. I never got paid from them, apart from that one sponsored video I did. In fact, I actually turned down a goodwill payment from them once. Okay. There's a whole bunch of stuff here in here about him turning down a payment. That's totally fine, whatever. Doesn't bother me whatsoever. The guilty part I mentioned earlier is the whole Warmane fakes its population thing. I know they don't fake it. Okay, Dodgy. Now, this is untrue. Now, as I've mentioned before, anyone with any dev experience, anyone who's actually done any work on private servers, worked in other private server communities, or even worked for the Warming community, they all know that they fake their numbers, okay? And when this was even brought up in a forum thread years ago, that's now since been deleted, or else I would have pulled it up and saved it. I wish I would have screenshotted it. At the time, this is before I was even banned on the Warmane forums, there was a post by Protarian saying that the numbers are not entirely accurate, that they do it over the course of either 1 to 2 hours, I can't remember which one he said, and it's through accounts logs. So that means if you log in for 5 minutes to do something, you're still counted as one of those people online for like the next 1 to 2 hours, okay? And that goes across the board. This is also for if you're multi-boxing, of course, and you log off, it's still going to show, let's say you're running 8 characters, it's still going to show you as running 8 characters, or your 8 people are added into that count over the hour. I would say that the actual amount of players is more between, I'd say personally it's around 8,000. Although I've heard speculation it's usually between 6 and 9. It's usually about the ballpark area of how many are actually on at peak times. Nobody knows for actually sure. We can't get those numbers. However, there are plenty of ways to disprove this. One, if you guys want to know a good example of that, you can PM Saleya in the Discord. I'll leave the link down below. She has some pretty good pictures, and she can more accurately explain why these numbers are faked, and she can clearly show you why they are wrong. One of the pictures in there shows Ice Crown having max population, I do believe, and the MS being ridiculously high, yet Lordaeron was supposed to have even more players on at the time, like 20,000 players on at the time, and it shows their latency way below ours, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So there's easy ways to look at that and be like, by Warmane's own stats and how they record them. But anyways, that's a whole other topic we can get into for another day. Again, if you want to know, see the pictures, have a conversation about it, Discord link down below, at Saleya, or PM her, or DM her, whatever. Anyways, I in my response, I quoted basically what was said to me in that conversation on the forums by Protarian, and let Dodgy know that's how they record stuff. I honestly don't know why he attributes these fake numbers to his contributions when those accusations have been out long before his post here. I honestly had no clue. If you read down below here where he's talking about, he blames himself for having the fake population thing come up. That was a topic long before Dodgy ever made a video about it, where he says in here, years ago, not long after Meltdown, a term I invented, by the way. Oh, God, we'll get to that in a minute. I spoke to Kara on a video call before we were on friendly terms with each other. During the conversation, it was said that the website numbers show for currently logged players could be up to 13% incorrect because of the lag between the server and the web systems. People took the number and went wild with it. Once they had this figure that I relayed from Kara, they took it totally out of context. The Warmane fakes his population. Nonsense that really got out of hand. I know they didn't actively fake their population, yet it was because of me that they got this idea so out of hand. No, it was long before you, Dodgy. Everyone knows. Again, if you're a dev, if you're part of anything to do with anything private server-wise in terms of being a part of the staff, you kind of understand that that's just how people do things. They fake population in order to get more people attracted to their servers. There's no way they could have 12,000 people playing at peak times. It's impossible. Maybe if they had some kind of layering or something like that, but no, not for the setup that Warmane has. And like I said, it's just ridiculous. So let's get to the part where he says that he coined the term Meltdown. Now, this is entirely untrue. If you guys recall, as the Meltdown happened, I was the first one to stream about it and talk to people about it. Not that I care or want credit for it at all. I'm just saying that it was me. I was the one who started the streams and started to explain to the community what was going on. And as that caught on, and we had thousands of people watching the stream during that period of time, we were all talking about it, and somebody in the chat had brought up the Meltdown stuff. Okay, and that's where the term got coined in the chat. Now, I do not have that chat, unfortunately, and it was also being streamed when we went and stopped streaming on my platform, my Twitch channel, and we moved over to Molten WoW. But since that channel has since been shut down, there's no way we can go back and review any of the video from that time, and I never clipped anything from those days or never highlighted any of those videos, so I do not have the actual proof to show that. But trust me, guys, the term Meltdown was being coined before that. You can see here we were streaming on the 26th, and Dodgy's video dropped the 29th. So, and I know for a fact that this information and this term was coined way before that by somebody in the chat. And so I don't know why he's taking credit for that. I have no idea. But yeah, some of the stuff in here is just, I don't know, weird. I don't know about the rest of the post in here. As you scroll down, I really don't care about Dodgy buying gold either. I mean, who cares, to be honest with you? I could care less about him buying gold, care less about him buying gear. That doesn't matter to me. Everyone, and Dodgy knows this. I've even put this in the comments. We've talked, me and him have DM'd each other and talked about this, that I like his content from a creator standpoint, and I totally wish him all the best, and hopefully that he does well with his wherever he's going and taking his channel now. And that's cool. That's good for him. Like I said, I wish him all the best. But as a player, he knows that I don't think very highly of him as a player. A, he's a clicker. B, I never really cared for the content in the videos, as he never really showed endgame when he was reviewing stuff. It was more of a leveling guide, and maybe a few dungeons in there. There was no true rating in there. And so I've always criticized Dodgy for that. But you know what? He knows that. He's understood that. He takes it in good spirit. And, that's just how me and him... But we have a mutual understanding, I guess, of each other. And we respect each other in that regard. You know, that I respect him as a content creator. And I think he knows that I know a little bit more about the game, the actual game, than he does. So... anyways, it's weird to see Dodgy go. You know, I just done a video not too long ago about talking about where have all the private server review channels gone, and all these guys who were playing private servers, and the majority, the big names are just, I don't know, they just seem to be leaving. I don't know if the private servers, I mean, hell, Wrath is now over 10 years old, really, because Wrath started in 2008, so it's getting up there in age now. We're talking 10, 12 years. I mean, there's things about retail that I've totally forgotten about at this point in time that I remembered when I first came here to Molten/Warmane. So, it's weird to see some of these big guys that have been here with the community for forever, now leaving the community or moving on and stuff like that. So it's, I don't know, kind of weird as one of the old guys still doing it. I don't know. It's kind of sad to watch somebody like Dodgy go, even though, again, can't stand when he clicks stuff, and I hate when he does reviews of just the leveling zones. Drives me up a wall. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please go check out Dodgy's channel and support him whatever he's planning on doing here in the future. I have no idea what that is, but I'll leave a link to his channel down below, and you guys can go check his channel out and see if you like the content or not. But anyways, again, it's sad to see somebody like this leave, but I think the private server scene is kind of honestly drying up. There's not a whole, it's been done 1,000,001 times. It's kind of reached its point, and its apex was years ago now, so I get it. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you later.